This is glorious Scotland, a majestic country in the United Kingdom. Marvelous rivers, highlands, seas, and castles. And this is Scotland's largest city of Glasgow, which housed the OVO Hydro, which hosts tonight's extraordinary event, Clash at the Castle. Tonight, WWE returns to sacred ground, Glasgow, Scotland, the land of legends, the warrior nation, where history is written in fire, yet rewritten in blood. This is Clash at the Castle, a night where grudges boil over, where championships hang in the balance, and where only the strongest will survive the storm. The undisputed WWE Championship will be tested as a hungry predator sets his sights on a dominant force. The World Heavyweight title is up for grabs as chaos and control wage war for supremacy. And two of the most dangerous minds in WWE finally collide in a battle of pride, power, and legacy. Old wounds, new ambitions, unfinished business, with everything on the line. Tonight, in the shadow of castles and the echoes of warriors past, the future of WWE will be decided. This means war. This is Scotland. The battleground awaits at Clash at the Castle.
And now, live from Glasgow, Scotland, Clash at the Castle.
You are looking live inside a sold-out OVO Hydro Arena, Glasgow, Scotland, and the world. Are you ready to clash at the Castle?
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE Women's World Championship.
We are getting right down to business here in Glasgow. And a home country native, your challenger tonight for the Women's World Championship. Unfortunately for Piper Niven, a little bit of a mixed reaction here, as not many amongst the WWE Universe taking too kindly to her actions as of late on SmackDown. She has been tearing through the Kabuki Warriors. She's left Asuka laying. The Women's United States Champion Kairi Sane has been left laying by Piper Niven. But of course, the end goal, the end target for Piper was the Women's World Champion Iyo Sky, who just a handful of weeks ago found out what it was like to get dropped by this dominant Scottish warrior in Piper Niven. Well, Piper's got to feel right at home here in Scotland regardless of the crowd reaction. She marched her way through the Kabuki Warriors, and now she looks to bring home the gold here at Clash at the Castle. But that is going to be easier said than done, because when that bell sounds, there may be nobody better in the entire women's division in all of WWE than the genius of the sky, Iyo Sky. Iyo Sky winning that World Championship at WrestleMania, where she defeated Raquel Rodriguez. Last month at Backlash in Lyon, France, she turned away the challenge of one of Judgment Day's newest acquisitions in Liv Morgan. But Iyo Sky knew that a date with Piper Niven was inevitable. Piper made her path on SmackDown, and it led her to Scotland here tonight, where she looks to contest that woman, Iyo Sky, for that very gold, the Women's World Championship. We are sold out here in the OVO Hydro Arena. The energy is palpable in the middle of Glasgow, Scotland, for what is going to be one hell of a night here at Clash at the Castle. And I can't think of a better way to kick things off with the Women's World Championship of Thursday Night SmackDown hanging in the balance. Let us send things down to Mike Rome for your official introductions.
Introducing the challenger from Ayrshire, Scotland, Piper Niven. And her opponent from Tokyo, Japan, the WWE Women's World Champion, Iyo Sky.
Well, again, putting aside the mixed reaction for Piper Niven, she has got to feel right at home here on Scotland soils. She began her career at the age of 15 on these soils. Wrestled through ICW, became a two-time women's champion there. Great promotion here in Scotland. But now Piper Niven inside a WWE ring in Glasgow looks to win her first world championship in the WWE as the bell has sounded and we are underway. Piper Niven looking to give Iyo Sky hell once again, just as she has on SmackDown as of late. Piper has pinned the shoulders of Asuka in a singles matchup. Piper, along with Chelsea Green and Liv Morgan, defeating the Kabuki Warriors, a big 6-woman tag team matchup last month on SmackDown as well. Piper Niven coming out hot, looking to get this thing done against the Genius of the Sky. Piper Niven's best offense tonight, best move would be to ground Iyo Sky and not allow the Genius of the Sky to start flying. Piper Niven has shown to be a powerhouse, shown to be destructive, obviously has the size and strength advantage in her corner tonight. Will it be enough to contest the Women's World Champion? She has shown she knows how to chop larger competitors down to size, as she does so right there. Iyo Sky springboard crossbody takes out Piper. We'll go all the way back to WrestleMania. We saw what Iyo Sky went through. The hell she withstood against Raquel Rodriguez in that matchup. Raquel, another powerhouse of the SmackDown brand. Iyo Sky was able to survive. Will she be able to have lightning strike again here in Glasgow, Scotland? Meteora takes down the challenger. Iyo now looking to retain the title here. Piper Niven still alive. And again, we said it before, we'll say it again. This is not what Piper Niven can allow. Iyo Sky starts flying around this ring. It becomes her match. She wrestles her pace. Piper Niven has got to get physical and has got to ground the soles of Iyo Sky's boots. Maneuvers like that certainly going to help. Iyo Sky knows how destructive Piper can be. That ambush just a couple of weeks ago on SmackDown where Piper Niven, my goodness, another Meteora this time. Iyo Sky springing out of her feet into the air. Piper Niven's now the one looking up at the lights of the OVO Hydro. Piper Niven beating Iyo Sky all around ringside. The suplex off the announce table, followed up with the splash by Piper Niven. Iyo Sky not looking to suffer that same unsatisfactory result here tonight. Piper Niven a little bit rocked off the Shohei uppercut. Creates a little bit of distance that time. Iyo Sky now sent into the corner and just collides with the buckle, comes crashing down. Iyo looking to fight back, and Piper Niven just throwing her body weight at Iyo Sky. That is why Piper has been so destructive. You know, it's almost as if Piper Niven is really starting to put the pieces together, starting to realize that she needs to have absolutely no mercy and no remorse to find success. I can't say I agree with her actions, but you also can't deny that it hasn't brung her this far. Ragdoll, Iyo Sky, and now into the belly to belly, excuse me. Piper Niven ever confident. Again, a little bit of a mixed reaction here in her homeland of Scotland. Iyo Sky, one of the favorites on SmackDown today. Oof! Heard that one all the way back in the States. Iyo Sky down on the ground. This is not where she wants to be. It's an ever-game challenger. Just ask Kairi Sane, just ask Asuka just how destructive Piper Niven can be. Iyo Sky creating a little bit of distance. What she got here? Oh man, springing out of the ropes from the apron to the ring with a tornado DDT. Iyo now into the cover. Incredible agility showed, but Piper Niven hasn't come this far to fall short at the finish line. Great counter. Great comeback by Iyo Sky that time to try to fend Piper Niven off. Iyo now whipped into the rope off the reversal. Look at Sky. Piper Niven can't allow Iyo to get going like that. You want to talk about confidence? Iyo Sky is radiating it right now. Piper Niven now in the corner. Iyo Sky's wheels are a-spinning. What's she got in mind here? Taking a page out of WWE legend Tajiri's book with a tarantula. Of course, can't hold that submission in for too long. She's risking disqualification on the ropes. Took too long that time. Piper Niven knocking her down the sides, and now another belly-to-belly. And just when you think Iyo is about to get the ball rolling, Piper Niven just taking her legs out from underneath of her. Piper now with Asuka, I should say with Iyo Sky in her grasp. She had Asuka in her grasp a couple of weeks ago. Asuka was left looking up at the lights. Iyo Sky's not careful. Piper may be repeating history. Cannonball into the corner. You could probably count to 20. Referee Jessica Carr drops into the pinfall. Iyo Sky not even giving Piper the satisfaction, I should say, of a 2 count. Iyo ever emphatic. Looking to shake that confidence of Piper Niven. Piper just squatting Iyo like a bug. Iyo Sky looking worse for wear. Just when you think she's about to get back into this matchup, Piper Niven says, no, oh, there you go again. Iyo Sky off the forearm. Another springboard, crossbody, it worked before, why not try again? Risky business, Piper may have had it scouted, but Iyo Sky hits the air and Piper is in the drop zone. Oh, now a reversal by the challenger and a powerbomb. And a senton by Piper. Oh no, she has used this maneuver to great fruition as of late. And now into the cover. Iyo Sky maybe gasping for air underneath a Piper right now after those sentons. But again, the champion continues to persevere. The challenger cannot allow Iyo Sky's radiating confidence to shake hers. Piper now with Iyo. Electric chair position. Face first goes the champion. Another pinfall here. But Iyo Sky will not stay down, and frustration starting to be written all over the body language of Piper Niven. Piper's got to remain focused. Iyo Sky has fought some of the best. She has beaten some of the best. Piper Niven's got to realize that and has just got to keep her foot on the gas pedal if she wants to win the championship tonight. Iyo double springboard into another crossbody variation. Every time Iyo Sky has mounted some offense in this matchup, it has come by leaving the soles of her boots and going to the air. Nice takedown that time. Iyo Sky now willingly out on the apron. Step up, springboard, goes for the drop kick, but Piper Niven just shoos her off. Iyo Sky thought she had an ace in the hole with that signature drop kick, and now Piper is headed up top. Look out below. Iyo Sky gets out of the way before she gets absolutely mangled. Into the backslide. A saving grace for the champion, but it's not over yet. Oh man, both of these women with some huge crashes and some huge birds. Iyo Sky now trying to make the most of the fact that Piper Niven just came off the top rope to nobody home in the delivery. Iyo Sky getting the wheels rolling. Can Iyo Sky continue to fight back? Can she keep down Piper Niven in her homeland of Scotland? But Piper just leveling Iyo that time, and now comes crushing down on the abdominal again. Iyo Sky has got to be begging for mercy. Has got to be hurting internally. Well, Piper Niven not going to let up here. Burning hammer position into the backbreaker. Another senton. We may be leaving Scotland tonight with a new Women's World Champion. Iyo Sky trying to create some separation, trying to get a breather, trying to get some R&R. Piper in hot pursuit, needs to get Iyo Sky inside the ring. That's the only place she can win the title. Iyo Sky, a little bit of separation herself, and she nails the drop kick that time. Much needed by Iyo. Iyo Sky trying to measure her opponent, pick her next move wisely. Luckily, was able to hit that drop kick. It was risky business going for it again. Iyo Sky, series of strikes now. Piper Niven a little bit dazed off the collision. Up and over, another drop kick this time. Right to the jawline of the challenger. Iyo Sky starting to find some daylight here in Glasgow. Piper Niven sent to the corner. Iyo Sky a lot of times will muscle her opponent to the top rope, go for that Spanish fly. I don't think that's going to happen here tonight. There's a drop kick. Piper Niven down momentarily. Iyo Sky heading to the top rope. Over the moonsault by the Women's World Champion. Iyo Sky just narrowly survives the challenger here in Glasgow.
Here is your winner, and still a WWE Women's World Champion, Iyo Sky.
Well, you got to give the devil her due. Piper Niven came to Glasgow tonight and gave Iyo Sky absolute hell, just as she has week in and week out to all the Kabuki Warriors on SmackDown. But Iyo Sky continuing to be the rightful holder of the hardware, proving that she is worthy of her spot at the top of the SmackDown Women's Division. A gutsy performance tonight as Iyo Sky is leaving Glasgow, still your Women's World Champion. Can't get enough Universe Mode? PLE kickoff shows, live events, all exclusive to Noah Nation Gaming channel members. Hit the join button down below and gain access to more universe than ever before. Well, we're here in Glasgow, Scotland tonight, but in just a couple of weeks, we're heading to the Honda Center in Anaheim, California for the Noah Nation Gaming channel member exclusive Beach Blast live event. It is going down Saturday, June 14th. Hit the join button down below, become a Noah Nation Gaming channel member, and punch your ticket to Beach Blast. It's going to be a hell of a time over in Anaheim. But it's time for more action here at Clash at the Castle. Iyo Sky able to retain her Women's World Championship moments ago. Axiom looking for a retention of their gold in one hell of a challenge here tonight. The Celtic Warrior Sheamus has got to be frustrated and pissed off coming into this contest tonight. As just 48 hours ago on SmackDown, a huge upset as Nathan Frazer keeping down the Celtic Warrior. But Axiom in need of competition, hungry for it, looking to defend their WWE Tag Team titles, approach the winner of a bout between Sheamus and Drew McIntyre against New Catch Republic a few weeks ago. Axiom drew the line in the sand. They made their bed. They might just have to sleep in it here tonight. An uphill battle for sure but Axiom has proven doubters wrong in the past. Another Scotland native set to walk down the aisle here in the OVO. The Scottish warrior himself, Drew McIntyre, has been without championship gold for just about 3 months since WrestleMania Saturday. McIntyre, his obsession with winning the World Heavyweight Championship last year led him down a dark path, one that added Sheamus' edge back if you ask the Celtic Warrior. But McIntyre, of course, winning the World Heavyweight Championship back in January, losing it back at WrestleMania, failing in his rematch a couple of weeks later. McIntyre was looking for a new path, and through New Catch Republic and Axiom, the WWE Tag Team titles may just be McIntyre's ticket back to success. McIntyre here in Scotland has got to be oh so comfortable. With or without a championship, that's one of the most dangerous individuals walking planet Earth today. And ever since the Royal Rumble in January, these two men, Axiom, have come alive and set new fire in the tag team division on Thursday nights. WWE Tag Team Champions, and rightfully so. Whether it's been the LWO, Andrade and Santos Escobar, Pretty Deadly, Gallus, you name it, any team that has stepped up for the championships or even in non-title action has been turned away by Axiom. They've been on a run of a lifetime. They're looking sharper than ever. Nathan Frazer riding the momentum of the victory against Sheamus 48 hours ago. But will this ride, will this wave come crashing down here in Glasgow tonight? No doubt about it, the biggest challenge of Axiom's tag team title reign yet. McIntyre and Sheamus cut from completely different cloths than the tag team champions.
The following contest is a tag team match set for one fall and is for the WWE Tag Team Championship. Introducing the challengers at a combined weight of 521 pounds. The team of the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus and Drew McIntyre. And their opponents at a combined weight of 336 pounds. The WWE Tag Team Champions, Nathan Frazer and Axiom.
Well, here we go with our second championship bout of this evening. Clash at the Castle continues with the WWE Tag Team titles on the line. Axiom and Nathan Frazer, will they rise to the occasion, or will they live to regret the day they challenge Sheamus and Drew McIntyre to be their next challengers? You gotta admire the heart, you gotta admire the guts of the tag team champions. Will it be enough to drive them to victory tonight? Nathan Frazer starting out this matchup extremely similar to how he did against Sheamus 48 hours ago on SmackDown. Can't beat a man down if you can't catch him, that's for sure. Nathan Frazer and Axiom with the speed, with the agility advantage in this matchup. Tag made to Axiom, the tag team champions already working in tandem offense. Two incredible talents here. Another tag made to Nathan Frazer. Axiom obviously just trying to put pedal to the metal and wrestle their style of contest here tonight. Frazer to the moonsault. Here we go. First cover the matchup early against Sheamus, and he nearly caught him again. Gotta wonder if that victory for Frazer this past Thursday night on SmackDown has shaken the confidence of specifically Celtic Warrior himself. Drew McIntyre by his side tonight to be a factor into this contest. We'll see if these two heavyweights are able to catch the tag team champions. A couple of more of those. Nathan Frazer's going to be cut in half. Irish curse backbreakers, now the clothesline in the corner. This is definitely what Sheamus and Drew McIntyre are going to be looking to do throughout this contest. Ground and pound, toss these two cruiserweights around, assert their dominance as a couple of heavyweights in this tag team title bout. Hold on here. Irish curse backbreaker by Sheamus. McIntyre off the top with a knee. Well, Drew McIntyre taking a page out of Fraxium's book, going to the air that time. McIntyre and Sheamus been back on the same side for quite some time. Again, it was McIntyre who Sheamus credits and helped rediscovering his edge and becoming a more dangerous version of himself, similar to what we saw many years ago when the Celtic Warrior was a WWE champion here in the WWE. McIntyre now off the spine buster, not delivering the 3 count that he wanted just yet. What he has done is neutralize Nathan Frazer. McIntyre and Sheamus, if they have their way, it is going to be a long flight back to the States for Fraxium. All the while, Drew and Sheamus, I'm sure, would love to hit the pubs tonight. McIntyre now ragdolling Frazer with that reverse Alabama. McIntyre just soaking in the pageantry here in Glasgow. All the while, Frazer making the tag to Axiom. McIntyre gonna pay for turning his back on the champions. Axiom coming in full head of steam. Tilt-a-whirl, head scissors to the Scottish Warrior, starting to unload. Not sure how wise it is to throw hands with a man that is much greater size than you are. Axiom, however, never backing down. McIntyre sidestepped. Axiom off the kick to the jaw. Axiom now scaling the ropes, doing what he does best. Moonsault into the tornado DDT. And Fraxium so exciting to watch. And it becomes glaringly obvious why they have had so much success. Remember the series of matches that Fraxium went through back in December to earn #1 contendership for the tag team titles. Defeating the Lights of the New Day, Lost Garza, the D'Angelo family. Eventually defeating the LWO back at the Royal Rumble to win the tag team titles. Retained them in a triangle ladder match at WrestleMania. Beat Gallus last month in Backlash. And now on the outside, Axiom looks to contest these two warriors. Springboard moonsault. McIntyre nearly got shot out of his boots. Count of 5 here. McIntyre sent back inside the ring by Axiom, who's looking to keep the ball rolling. Up top he goes. Another head scissors takedown. Into the cover. To retain the gold, McIntyre shoving him off. That's where the power is going to be a difference maker. In those pinfall scenarios where McIntyre and Sheamus has all the more leverage just to shove these two young men off. Tag made to Nathan Frazer here. Double team offense takes down McIntyre. Shooting star pressed by Frazer. Now he heads to the heavens again. Frazer, moonsault, but nobody home. McIntyre saw it coming in a German suplex, throwing Frazer right over his body, folded him up like an accordion, now collapses him in the corner. Crash and burn by Frazer. That high risk, high reward offense usually is in Fraxium's corner. It's the rare occurrence though, where their opponents just got him beat. McIntyre ground and pound on Nathan Frazer, much to the chagrin of this Scotland audience who you'd think would be endearing themselves to Drew McIntyre, but obviously are not a fan of the man McIntyre has become. Cheap shot to Axiom. Sheamus going after Frazer on the outside. The challengers have completely taken over this tag team title matchup. Frazer in trouble on wobbly foundation here as Drew McIntyre just ragdolls him into enemy territory. Tag made to Sheamus. Off the boot into the corner. Nothing fancy about it, but certainly effective. Great run there by Axiom, going high risk, high reward. One costly mistake might be all it has to bring their tag team title reign crashing down. Sheamus just beating down Nathan Frazer on the canvas. Again, nothing fancy, just physical. That's the MO of those two warriors. Now Frazer on the shoulder. Sheamus could be looking for a little white noise. Is that gonna do it? Axiom says, nuh-uh, not yet. Breaking up the pinfall. Oh, Sheamus now going after Axiom, the illegal competitor. The challengers, of course, got no problem bending the rules. But he took his eye off Frazer. There's the sling blade. Into the drop kick. Nathan Frazer now with eyes on Sheamus. All the while, McIntyre and Axiom have come to blows at ringside. Axiom gets sent back inside of the ring by McIntyre. Sheamus now hoisted on top by Frazer. Springboard Frankensteiner by one half of the tag champs. Who's back on top? Swanton bomb. McIntyre's distracted. Frazer's gonna win the titles. Not just yet. Sheamus still alive. Oh man. Things are breaking down here in Glasgow, Scotland, an ever-exciting Tag Team Championship bout. McIntyre and Axiom continuing to brawl away at ringside. Nathan Frazer just trying to focus on the Celtic Warrior who's been sent. Only so much referee Chad Patton can do to control the order here. Full head of steam, never slow down, off the suicide dive. Nathan Frazer throwing caution in the wind. The suicide dive sends Sheamus back first into the announce table. Back inside the squared circle we go. Tag made to Axiom. Full head of steam. Spanish fly to the Celtic Warrior. The Spaniard takes down the Irishman, but Sheamus still alive. Oh my goodness. If there's a will, there's a way. Axiom will not stop, will not give up. Half Nelson just dumps Sheamus on his crown. The never slow down mantra of the tag team champions has worked in their favor before. It's the only thing they know how to do. Tag made to Frazer again. Axiom now starting to work like a well-oiled machine. A 450 splash by Axiom. Moonsault halfway across the ring by Frazer. Oh, we gotta keep your eyes on Drew McIntyre. You gotta believe this one would have been over if it weren't for the Scottish Warrior. Well, Nathan Frazer's had enough. Frazer now. Slingshot DDT to McIntyre on the apron. But it allows Sheamus R&R. Levels Frazer with the clothesline. Bron kick to win the titles. Axiom breaking things up again. What a match here in the OVO for the Tag Team Championships. Oh, well, Sheamus again going after Axiom. The bro kick to Nathan Frazer probably would have been the difference maker in this contest. Hold on here, Frazer off the schoolboy. Sheamus was distracted. Nearly got him. Nearly got him. Oh no, Sheamus not looking to allow a rally. Alabama slam. There's a tag made to Drew McIntyre. He's looking to shake off the cobwebs after he was just dumped on his dome on the apron moments ago by the man he can test at the given moment. Drew McIntyre sending in Nathan Frazer full head of steam right into the buckles. And another cheap shot to Axiom. Nathan Frazer looks like he's got nothing left. Glasgow kiss by McIntyre, who's not going to take advantage. He's going after Axiom on the outside, and he's beating the hell out of the illegal competitor. Oh no, Divide and conquer. Axiom's down. Frazer on wobbly foundation. Claymore kick by McIntyre. And we got new WWE Tag Team Champions.
Here are your winners and new WWE Tag Team Champions, the team of Drew McIntyre and the Celtic Warrior Sheamus.
What we said for Axiom may live to regret the day they threw down the biggest challenge of their championship reign. McIntyre and Sheamus took the bait. The only difference was they came out on top. Clash at the Castle marks the end of an incredible reign for Axiom as the Celtic Warrior and the Scottish Warrior come together to hoist WWE Tag Team Championship gold high in the sky. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we shift gears because coming up next here in Glasgow, for the first time ever, these two men will go one-on-one. The Ring General, Gunther, takes on the man who's been a thorn in his side, the Second City Saint, CM Punk. It's up next here in Scotland. It's a rivalry that began in the final moments before the biggest stage of them all, WrestleMania. Two icons, two alpha males, on a collision course they didn't see coming. CM Punk, the self-proclaimed best in the world. Gunther, the once untouchable Ring General. Cold, precise, dominant, until Punk lit a fire he couldn't ignore. At WrestleMania, both men failed to capture glory. Mix that failure with the prior week's events. It left Gunther embarrassed, exposed, vowing to make Punk regret ever crossing him. And ever since, he's made it his mission to humiliate the Second City Saint. Parking lot ambushes, championship opportunities going haywire, multiple man brawls, verbal shots, and physical beatdowns. But Punk, he hasn't backed down. He's fought with fire, and slowly, he's chipped away at the armor of a former war machine. Now, for the first time ever, CM Punk, one-on-one with Gunther. No distractions, no escape, just two men with two giant egos and one undeniable truth. The path back to the top runs straight through each other. This is gonna be a war here in Glasgow. The Ring General, Gunther, approaches the ring.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, representing Imperium from Vienna, Austria, weighing in at 250 pounds.
A man who once held the World Heavyweight Championship for 275 days. And ever since joining Monday Night Raw, he's been in hot pursuit of the undisputed WWE Championship. But there's been a thorn in the side of the Ring General, one that's been there since the final Monday Night Raw before WrestleMania. That thorn's got a name on it, the Second City Saint, CM Punk. Tonight, Gunther looks to exercise his demons, take care of CM Punk, and march one step closer to once again becoming a champion here in the WWE. CM Punk on the same accord, looking to put Gunther to sleep and move himself back to the promised land. It was only 2 weeks ago that Randy Orton took advantage after CM Punk had GTS Gunther. Orton hit Punk with an RKO to become the #1 contender for the WWE title tonight. I am sure both of these individuals would much rather be main eventing against Bron Breakker with the gold on the line. But as we just heard, the path back to the top runs straight through each other.
And his opponents from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 218 pounds, CM Punk.
What a sight here in the Ovo as CM Punk marches down the aisle with purpose. Imperium was drafted over from SmackDown to Raw. Gunther took the first opportunity he could to tell CM Punk that he would never embarrass him again. Well, moments later, CM Punk had knocked Gunther out of the ring. Of course, Ludwig Kaiser arriving on the scene, ambushing CM Punk, and all those ambushes seemingly becoming a reoccurring theme if you look back at the last 2 months on Monday Night Raw. CM Punk costing Ludwig Kaiser an opportunity at the Intercontinental Championship. Gunther ambushing CM Punk in the parking garage. Things have only continued to heat up between the ring general and the best in the world. And now those issues finally going to come to a head here in Glasgow. By the sound of it, it seems like Scotland is Punk country as the bell has sounded and we are underway with this first time ever one-on-one matchup. Gunther looking to start this matchup the way he wants it, unloading with some strikes. Punk going to give it right back to him. Not sure how wise it is to throw hands with the ring general. CM Punk has always done things his way. I don't think he's going to change that starting tonight. Should be very interesting to see how this matchup progresses. Whose physical prowess is going to outmatch the other. And again, you got to imagine that the winner of this matchup is going to have a keen interest on tonight's WWE title affair between Bron Breakker and CM Punk. I should say Bron Breakker and Randy Orton as CM Punk takes all of our attention to the center of the ring with that unprettier to the ring general. CM Punk, of course, had a run-in not once but twice with Bron Breakker for the Undisputed WWE Championship back in December, and then, of course, most notably, in the main event of WrestleMania. Punk looking to get back to challenging for the gold again. A victory over Gunther tonight could certainly be one step closer to doing so. But victory over the ring general, something very few have ever found. It is a rare occurrence. Cody Rhodes and John Cena, the only men since Gunther joined the main roster several years ago that hold that coin. CM Punk looking to add his name to the list. Pair of knees takes Gunther down at ringside. Now Punk, crossbody off the springboard down the ringside. Ever confident, ever agile, ever explosive. CM Punk now sends Gunther back inside the ring. Now the Second City Saint in hot pursuit, float over, neck breaker. And now Punk looking for the early victory this time, and I think he knew he wasn't going to get the victory. He was just trying to psych out Gunther, make the ring general sweat a little bit, also force him to extend some energy off that kick out. Two veterans of this game, two men who have been to the top of this business, and both men who are far from done, and both men who are looking to do so again. They're going to dominate the industry. CM Punk all of a sudden on the top. Gunther now, oh my goodness, look at the way he's stretching out the bones of CM Punk as he delivers that boot right to the throat. Nothing fancy about it. That is physical frustration out of the ring general. CM Punk now set to the barrier. Gunther looking to remind the world tonight just how dominant he once was. Gunther joined the main roster in December of 2022. It is May of 2025, about to be June tomorrow. This man has only suffered 3 pinfall losses since arriving on SmackDown several years ago. Cody Rhodes owns 2 of those. John Cena owns 1 back at WrestleMania. CM Punk looking to add his name to those list of names. But Gunther is coming to Glasgow tonight with different plans. They're gonna beat the living hell out of CM Punk as he's doing right here with the closed fist. Gunther now with CM Punk on the canvas. I'm sure he would love to keep him there and just continue this ground assault. Gunther, a man who says the mat is sacred. Mat technician in there. Whips CM Punk into the buckles. Full head of steam. CM Punk was brought back to his feet, at least momentarily, only to be collapsed down again by an ever-aggressive Gunther. There's a knee by Punk. Punk not looking to allow the offense to start to stack. Series of strikes there, gets Gunther off his back. Now bringing the ring general back into the corner. CM Punk, what's he got in mind? Creates distance. Springboard takes down Gunther again. CM Punk never been afraid to leave the soles of his boots. We've already seen it numerous times throughout this bout. CM Punk, you saw a fire lit underneath him the night after Gunther had ambushed him in the parking lot. It has been personal for Punk ever since. Off the rushing leg sweep, into the cover. Will it be enough? Not just yet. CM Punk, great matchup with Imperium's Ludwig Kaiser last month in Paris, France on Monday Night Raw. Put Kaiser to sleep on that night. Really was a stepping stone to get to the ring general here at Clash. Gunther now creates some distance, sending CM Punk over the top. Firm shot. CM Punk now once again creating some distance. Punk again. Springboard. Clothesline. Gunther looking up at the lights of the Ovo. Punk scales the ropes. CM Punk leaning heavily on that high-risk offense. Oh, wow. Tilt-to-whirl. Head scissors. Might have been watching that Axiom match moments ago. Into the pin. Goes the Second City Saint. He nearly got him. Nearly had Gunther, but the ring general was just built different. So reason that man is a former United States champion, former World Heavyweight Champion for 275 days, the longest reigning NXT United Kingdom champion in company history. CM Punk once again takes Gunther out of the ring with that knee. CM Punk relying on similar offense, but if it works, why break it up? Gunther taken down to the outside here. Punk back into the ring, but I have a feeling he isn't looking for the count out. Goes for the crossbody. Unfortunately, took too much time, and Gunther was able to sidestep. And a ragdoll and Punk right in the barricade. Forcefully sending the Second City Saint down to the floor of the Ovo. CM Punk took one too many seconds. Hesitated just a little too long, and Gunther was able to scout that crossbody, and the momentum of this bout has been handed back to Gunther on a silver platter. Back inside the ring we go. CM Punk looking to dust himself off. Gunther full head of steam, another clothesline. And Gunther's just so physical inside of that ring. Many times during his World Championship reign, we discussed that Gunther just has his opponents beat before the bell even rings. It's just a different kind of animal, one that we have never seen before his existence. Oof! Mean shot, mean kick, right to the crown of CM Punk. Oh no, here, another lariat turns Punk inside out. Gunther feeling confident that that's going to be it. Not just yet. CM Punk still in this first time ever collision at Clash at the Castle. Gunther, however, going to keep the momentum going. Sends CM Punk into the corner. See the fatigue written all over the body language of the best in the world. Gunther turning Punk around here. I don't know what he's got in mind. Punk hoisted on top. Whatever's going through the mind of Gunther, I promise you it is going to be disastrous for CM Punk. He's got a half Nelson locked in here. Into the German suplex. Down goes Punk. And somehow, someway, the Second City Saint is still alive. Glasgow, Scotland on their feet in appreciation for this incredible bout and CM Punk's survival. Gunther putting all of his might behind that half Nelson German from the heavens, but CM Punk somehow is alive and kicking. Maybe surviving, thriving, a different story. Gunther's wheels are a-spinning. He's heading to the middle rope. It's a rare occurrence, but not too rare. We've seen Gunther come off the top, come off the middle before, and go high risk just like that. Drop kick for that dinosaur like Gunther. And again, CM Punk. Not too enthusiastic that time, but enough to pop that shoulder up momentarily. Ever since that crossbody went haywire, Gunther has completely taken over this matchup. CM Punk with no answer right now. Gunther just stalking his man, goes behind, German suplex. The spine just getting crumbled. Punk trying to get to his feet. I don't know how much is left. Another German by Gunther. Dominance, destruction, devastation. It's what made Gunther famous. And now, Last Symphony by the Ring General. But it's not over yet. CM Punk's still alive. CM Punk still in this matchup. Gunther stacking the offense. One German after another, then the Last Symphony, but CM Punk is still surviving somehow, some way. Gunther in a little bit of disbelief that CM Punk is trying at least to get to his feet. Punk able to dodge, oh, discus kick, full head of steam, clotheslines Gunther out of the ring. CM Punk may just have a hope and a prayer at this stage of the match. Elects for the crossbody again, and this time, a different result, the one he so desired. Risky business with that crossbody. CM Punk threw his hope and his faith up to the clouds. Paid him dividends. Back inside the ring we go. Full head of steam, and he clobbers Gunther with the axe hammer. CM Punk trying to find a new gear in this matchup. Picking his spots wisely, not rushing. Gunther down, at least for now. CM Punk, pair of elbows. And now Punk going up top. Could be looking for the ultimate elbow. Macho Man elbow from the top. Gunther able to kick. CM Punk thought he had this matchup in the bag. CM Punk with that Macho Man-esque elbow from the heavens. Unfortunately, it's not enough to secure victory tonight. Now Punk starting to unload. Signature strikes out of the arsenal of the Second City Saint. Gunther up against the ropes. For the first time in this matchup is really starting to look like a weakened individual. Punk goes around and around with the neck breaker. Yeah, what a contest this has been here at Clash at the Castle. It was one that promised to be great. Two icons of this industry, former world champions, looking to run straight through each other on their path back to the mountaintop. Gunther now on top. CM Punk got in mind here. Risky business, but he's gonna commit to the Frankensteiner, which wipes out Gunther. Measuring his man, CM Punk. Gunther on the shoulders, go to sleep. Into the cover goes Punk. It's not over yet. It is not over yet. Gunther still awake, not put to sleep by the best in the world. I think everybody here in the Ovo thought that was it. Thought Punk had this matchup put away, but the Ring General doing what he does best. And that's continuing to shock each and every person throughout this audience and prove his dominance. Oh no, what's Punk got in mind here? Oh my goodness! Suplex out of the ring, down to the floor. That had to do just as much damage to CM Punk as it did to Gunther. But Punk willing to throw that kind of caution into the wind if it means defeating the ring general tonight. Back inside the ring we go. Punk go for another crossbody. Gunther somehow able to catch him. Scoop slam by the ring general. Look at the speed, especially this late in the match. Man, oh man, just when you thought CM Punk was in the driver's seat. Gunther now. Just tossing Punk across the ring. CM Punk looking wobbly, another German. CM Punk has been thrown around this ring more times than we can count. Gunther gonna keep at it on. CM Punk is gonna have a long flight, win, lose, or draw, back to the States. CM Punk trying to get to his feet. Gunther just continuing to throw haymakers. Well, there's Punk again. Off the sidestep, off the kick. Somehow able to bring Gunther into the corner with everything he's got left. There's a reversal by the ring general, however. Now it's Punk who gets sent to the corner. I don't know what Gunther's got in mind, but it could be disastrous for CM Punk. Oh no. Wait a minute here. We've seen this before. Gunther on top. Avalanche powerbomb to the best in the world. It's over. Gunther secures victory here in Glasgow.
Here is your winner,
CM Punk had nothing left. He survived some of Gunther's best, but that avalanche powerbomb has put away so many superstars alike, and the Second City Saint just got added to that ever-growing list of victims. Gunther has been setting his sights on the Undisputed title, and after tonight, he may have just made a case as a future contender. This summer, destiny awaits. On Sunday, June 29th, from T-Mobile Park in the heart of the Emerald City, Seattle, Washington, WWE presents a night where careers are changed forever. King and Queen of the Ring. A tournament built on tradition, fueled by ambition, and crowned in glory. Superstars will battle through the brackets, but only two will rise to claim the throne and wear the crown. Who will make history? Who will rule the ring? We find out live on June 29th at WWE King and Queen of the Ring. The King and Queen of the Ring coming to the Emerald City on Sunday night, June 29th, T-Mobile Park in Seattle, Washington. The King and Queen of the Ring tournaments set to kick off 1 week from Monday, June 9th from Fresno on Monday Night Raw. King and Queen of the Ring approaches in T-Mobile Park, but here in the OVO.
The following is a Falls Count Anywhere match, and is for the WWE United States Championship.
We got ourselves a Glasgow street fight for the United States title, keeping us rolling here at Clash at the Castle. Another Scotland native looking to find success here on home soils. We talked about earlier tonight, Piper Niven, her success in Scotland promotion ICW. Joe Coffey has had success in that promotion as well. 2 times the World Heavyweight Champion in Insane Championship Wrestling here in Scotland. But ever since Gallus was drafted to SmackDown, Joe Coffey has had one mission in mind, and that is become the United States Champion. He has left LA Knight laying on numerous occasions, most recently 2 weeks ago on SmackDown, when he put the megastar right through a table. Of course, these two men had a United States Championship bout 2 weeks ago at Saturday night's main event, the matchup going to a double countout. However, Joe Coffey, once again, was the last man standing. LA Knight was looking up at the lights of Phoenix Arena. So now LA Knight makes the trip from Los Angeles to Glasgow. And he's got one thing in mind: retribution. No countouts, no disqualifications, no rules or restrictions. The megastar has come to clash at the castle with purpose. Drop Joe Coffey with a BFT and leave with the red, white, blue, and gold. No matter where we are in the world, LA Knight, no doubt one of the most popular superstars rocking today, and he's got the championship gold to prove it. Another Scotland native in Joe Coffey looks to test his luck as championship gold is on the line. These two men have been at each other's throats for damn near 2 months on SmackDown, and it finally comes to a head in this anything goes Glasgow street fight. LA Knight has held a United States Championship since he beat Jey Uso at WrestleMania 3 months ago. Will tonight be where that championship reign sees its expiration date?
Introducing the challenger from Glasgow, Scotland, weighing in at 248 pounds, Joe Coffey. And his opponent from Los Angeles, California, weighing in at 241 pounds, the WWE United States Champion,
Well, you look out into the WWE Universe during the introductions, and it seems Joe Coffey falls in the same slot as a lot of other Scotland natives that have participated tonight. Some thumbs up, some thumbs down, a little bit of indifference from the WWE Universe thanks to their recent actions across their respective brands. No matter what, LA Knight, as we said, one of the most popular superstars no matter the audience. But tonight, the audience is just noise. LA Knight is laser focused on Joe Coffey and trying to get his retribution and retain his title. LA Knight, no need for collar and elbow tie-ups. He's going right for fisticuffs, just as these two men did 2 weeks ago in Phoenix. LA Knight, all kinds of fired up. And you really expect nothing less after all the actions that Joe Coffey has implored upon the United States Champion, whether it's been with his own hands, a steel chair, a table, in the backstage area, at ringside, or in the middle of the ring. Joe Coffey has had the number of LA Knight when things have broken down into brawls, but LA Knight coming to Glasgow to write a different story tonight. Off the drop kick, off the middle ropes, LA Knight might not need to lean on the no disqualification factor in this contest. Maybe looking to knock out Joe Coffey with his own fist. Now the challenger sent down to his respective home soil. Here comes the United States Champion with a drop kick out of the ring. Pair of boots right to the challenger. And now LA Knight looking underneath the ring. He's looking to take out the trash here in Glasgow. Oh, Joe Coffey dodged it. I don't know if LA Knight realized that he was throwing that trash can and Coffey got out of the way at the last second. Now Joe Coffey sending LA Knight right to the barricade. Those Gallus boys have been headhunting championship gold. Mark Coffey and Wolfgang didn't really have the outing they so wanted. Last month at Backlash, they failed to obtain the WWE Tag Team titles. Maybe Joe Coffey's going to have a different situation here as both men coming in with weapons in their hands, throwing at the same time, but it's LA Knight who connects. Off the trash can. Down goes Joe Coffey. Coffey wanted to institute that stop sign. LA Knight had a different plan. Overhand shot. LA Knight been ever aggressive in the defense of his gold here in Glasgow. Now LA Knight saying, thank you for the hardware. I'm going to use it myself. They got Home Depot here in Scotland. If so, LA Knight made a stop there. Before this matchup tonight, counter stop sign right off the Megastar's dome. This is about what we expected at this point, ladies and gentlemen. They tried to have a one-on-one wrestling match a couple of weeks ago at Saturday night's main event, but the bad blood has gone too far. Brought away at ringside, double count out, and now it's led to this. Stop sign again being used on the attack of the champion. LA Knight needing the ropes just to get to the soles of his boots. All the while, Joe Coffey underneath the ring has got a steel chair. Used that chair against LA Knight a couple of weeks ago in Phoenix, and he does so again. Right off the rib cage, and now that chair set up in between the ropes in the corner. So Coffey's got one thing on his mind, and that's smashing LA Knight's head right into the steel. Oh, reversal by the United States champion as he continues to fight. Only been a couple of months so far for LA Knight as the United States champion, but it's been a great reign and a successful one. And you look at LA Knight's in-ring contest at that. Joe Coffey off the separation. Oh, wow, ever agile with the shoulder block over the top rope, taking down the United States champion. Just as we were about to tell LA Knight's accolades, Joe Coffey giving us a different conversation, and Knight's head coming crashing into the steel, just as we suspected. And Joe Coffey finds himself in a familiar position here, just as he has left LA Knight laying on SmackDown. He's got LA Knight in a weakened state here at Clash at the Castle. LA Knight may have dethroned Jey Uso back at WrestleMania. He may have walked away still the champion in contest against Austin Theory and Trick Williams. But Joe Coffey is not looking to come up short. Sliding that table into the ring. And you gotta imagine he's looking to repeat history from SmackDown 2 weeks ago. LA Knight, however, looking to avoid it. Underneath the ring, he's got a kendo stick, and he takes it right to the abdominal section of one of those Gallus boys. The United States champion fired up here on international soils. That kendo stick, all beaten out of shape. All off the flesh of the challenger. LA Knight looking confident, looking frustrated, goes a swinging. Joe Coffey's gonna feel that one on Sunday morning. Coffey down, Knight under the ring. The chaos of the street fight continues. Is that a damn door? Oh my goodness! LA Knight. He must have went to the hardware store before he came to the OVO tonight. He's got a door without the doorknob even cut out of it. Just chucked it at Joe Coffey. Now he's sliding into the ring. And what else is underneath that ring? LA Knight now bringing this matchup back inside the ring. You know, this doesn't need to end in between the ropes. They are free to fight anywhere in hell, all of Glasgow. Glasgow street fight here at Clash at the Castle. Joe Coffey now in the corner. LA Knight setting up the table that Coffey instituted. On top goes the challenger, the megastar. Eyeing up his man. Oh man, Joe Coffey takes a tumble. I don't even know if LA Knight meant to send him out there. But the own forceful shot of the United States champion, taking Coffey out of this thing, and up goes to the outside of the axe hammer. Into the ring, out of the ring, just as it was at Saturday night's main event a couple of weeks ago. Back inside the ring goes Joe Coffey, the United States champion, looking to put the exclamation point on this rivalry that has been brewing for the last 2 months, but there's a reversal. Oh! We should have seen a lot of hard strikes thrown in this matchup. Looks like a bar fight in the middle of a United States title affair. And Joe Coffey using that door off the skin and bones of LA Knight. Oof. LA Knight may live to regret bringing that door out from underneath the ring. Oh no, power bomb right through the hardware. And a discus clothesline for good measures. We're gonna have a new United States champion here on international soils. Not just yet, LA Knight's still alive. Glasgow on their feet, just as it seemed, as Joe Coffey was about to bring the red, white, blue, and gold and knock the red and gold out of it. That's a Scotland flag reference there. And now Joe Coffey, German suplex, sends LA Knight on the broken debris. Well, LA Knight might have kicked out, but I'll tell you what, Joe Coffey is firmly in the driver's seat of this matchup, just like he's been firmly in the driver's seat of this rivalry that has been brewing week after week on SmackDown. Table off the flesh. Coffey setting up that table now. LA Knight momentarily looking up at the lights of the Ovo. It is just a matter of time before the Gallus boys bring championship gold back to their locker room. LA Knight off the reversal. Coffey hoisted on top. LA Knight might have got that reversal in at the 11th hour, just when he needed it. Oh no, Coffey in trouble. Superplex through the table by the megastar. Wheels are spinning. LA Knight with the elbow. And I don't think he's done yet. Measuring his man, eyes locked firm. Finally delivers a blunt-force trauma that is 2 months in the making. And LA Knight gonna retain the United States title.
Here is your winner, and still WWE United States Champion, LA Knight.
A physical as all hell Glasgow street fight here in Scotland. But just because we were on Joe Coffey's international home soils does not mean LA Knight was going to treat it any differently. He came in the champion, reigning and defending at that, and he's leaving still with the hardware. The megastar holding on to the red, white, blue, and gold. I want to take you back to the Clash at the Castle kickoff show earlier tonight for No Nation Gaming channel members. The Unholy Union's Alba Fire challenging Lyra Valkyria for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. The Unholy Union has been on the tail of Lyra ever since she won the gold back at WrestleMania. Lyra Valkyria doing her damnedest throughout this matchup to contest the numbers. Isla Dawn, the White Witch herself at ringside, doing her best to interfere and distract Valkyria at every turn. It ended up paying Alba Fire the ultimate dividends. The distraction from Isla, the actions from Alba. 1 moment later, a new Intercontinental Champion was crowned in Scotland's own Alba Fire. And you gotta wonder if Monday Night Raw is about to see another championship change hands, because coming up next, the WWE Women's Championship is on the line as the Prodigy, Roxanne Perez, takes on the defending champion, Rhea Bloody Ripley. These two individual women, list of accolades a mile long. We take a look at the tale of the tape between Ripley and Perez. For Ripley, former 4-time WWE Women's Champion, 83 days in her current reign with the gold. Women's Superstar of the Year back in 2023, similar to Roxanne Perez, who was voted by you, the fans, Women's Superstar of the Year last year. Perez, a former tag team champion, former women's world champion. She held that title for 138 days over on SmackDown. Is Roxanne Perez about to add another accolade to that ever-growing list? Can she keep down Rhea Ripley right here, right now?
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE Women's Championship.
You don't have to like the attitude of the young and brash Roxanne Perez, but there has never been a moment where you've denied her talents, and you certainly can't bat an eye at the success she's had over the last 12 months. You saw the tail of the tape just moments prior. 138 days she spent on SmackDown as the Women's World Champion, contesting the likes of Raquel Rodriguez, Zoe Stark, Zelina Vega, among others. But ever since joining the Monday Night Raw brand just a few months ago, Roxanne Perez has had one thing on her mind, and that's taking down the woman who sits at the helm, Rhea Bloody Ripley, and taking away the WWE Women's Championship. Roxanne Perez may be looked at as an underdog in this equation against one of the most dangerous and destructive women who ever stepped foot in a WWE ring. But the prodigy, like it or not, is a proven success. She's only getting better by the day. Tonight, she can continue to add to that list of accolades. But this woman, Rhea Ripley, not looking to let up her stranglehold and the gold she's held 4 times over just yet. It was last month in Lyon, France at Backlash that Rhea Ripley retained that championship in a WrestleMania rematch against Tiffany Stratton. That match at WrestleMania, many are still calling one of the best already of 2025. Rhea Ripley walks down the aisle with attitude, walks down the aisle with purpose. Ever confident is the nightmare. She threw down the challenge to the Raw locker room several weeks ago, wondering who was going to step up and fight her next for the gold. Well, certainly, she got her answer. Roxanne Perez, along with Cora Jade, starting to become a thorn in the side, crawling underneath the skin of Rhea Ripley the last several weeks. Rhea turning away Cora Jade in singles action this past Monday Night on Raw. Now she looks to do the same to the prodigy. Glasgow, Scotland on their feet as Rhea Ripley brings the WWE Women's Championship to international soils, hoping for yet another successful defense. Roxanne Perez, as she looks on at ringside, you gotta wonder what's going through her mind. A presence like no other, an aura like no other, when Rhea Ripley marches down the aisle and enters the squared circle. Will Rhea's reign at the top continue, or will tonight be the kickoff to yet another run for the prodigy herself?
Introducing the challenger from Laredo, Texas, Roxanne Perez. And her opponent from Adelaide, South Australia, the WWE Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley.
Already throughout tonight here in Glasgow, Scotland, 2 championships have changed hands. You saw moments ago Alba Fire bringing home the Women's Intercontinental Championship on the Clash at the Castle kickoff show. Is the other piece of hardware in the women's division on Monday Night Raw about to do the same, about to shift gears? Is tonight Roxanne's night? We're going to find out as the bell has sounded and we are underway with your women's title matchup here in Scotland. Obviously, size and strength in the corner of the defending champion here, but Roxanne Perez has made a career already chopping individuals down to size. She did the same to Raquel Rodriguez last summer when she beat Raquel for the title at SummerSlam. Roxanne looking to repeat history. Different opponent, different championship, but all the same glory if Roxanne Perez can be standing tall on the other side of the bell. Knocking Rhea Ripley down to size here. No shock. Roxanne Perez, ever talented. #1 contender today for a reason. Rhea Ripley does not have an easy walk in the park here tonight at Clash as Perez goes for the cover early. Rhea Ripley gonna get the shoulder up. Roxanne Perez trying to mess with the psyche of Rhea Ripley. Trying to be the aggressor of this matchup. Easier said than done when you were in there with the nightmare. There's a reversal by the champion. Couple of strikes, kick to the gut, and the float over. Rhea Ripley again, hot off the heels of a victory over Cora Jade this past Monday night on Raw. A woman who was a former women's champion in her own right, former tag team champion alongside Roxanne Perez just a few months ago. Roxanne Perez, however, back in a singles competition here. Looking to outlast one of the best who has ever stepped foot inside of the squared circle, and that's Rhea Ripley. Roxanne Perez off the reversal. Able to use Rhea's size against her that time. Saw her swing the leg out, use the momentum to take out Rhea now. The speed of Perez, nice drop kick. Had a great Women's World Championship match earlier tonight as Iyo Sky retained her title against Piper Niven. Great contest from SmackDown. Now the Raw women taking center stage. Roxanne Perez looking to be standing tall tonight as the new women's champion. Roxanne now on the middle rope. Could be looking to go high. Wrist Meteora delivers. Pair of knees takes down the much stronger Rhea Ripley. Rhea's foot looks like it's underneath the bottom rope here. Referee a little out of position, but Rhea gonna kick out either way. Roxanne Perez, great offense. Clearly showing that she's willing to do anything she's got to do to win the title, but another great counter by Rhea. Only about 2 minutes or so into this matchup. Not a lot of sustained momentum on either side of the ring. A couple of reversals have shifted gears moments after moments. Now Rhea locking hands with Roxanne and just trying to stomp the life, stomp the hope, stomp the desire to be a women's champion out of the challenger. You know, we talked about Gunther earlier tonight and how many a times throughout his world championship reign over on SmackDown, he would mentally have his opponents beat before the bell even sounded. And I think Rhea Ripley may be the equivalent of that. Just continues to get better, continues to get more dominant. Her 4th time as women's champion. She's held the title for 83 days since WrestleMania. Now look at Rhea Ripley showing you why she has been at the top. Alabama slam reverse style. Perez out of the ring and back into it. Rhea thought she had this matchup won early. Not to say that Roxanne Perez is mentally defeated. She wouldn't have stepped up to Rhea Ripley if she didn't think she had a shot. But that's the kind of presence that Rhea Ripley brings to every arena she walks in. Just a different animal that very few have been able to figure out. Just ask Tiffany Stratton what it's like to be in the ring with this version of Rhea Ripley. The one who won the Royal Rumble matchup earlier this year. The one who won the Women's Championship back at the grandest stage of them all. The one who walks in defending champion tonight. Rhea now off the middle rope, looking to be going for a powerful axe hammer. Took too long, and now Perez into Luthez. Rhea Ripley never been afraid to go sky high either. But I think in this matchup specifically, maybe smart to leave that to Roxanne Perez, if Perez even gets the opportunity, that is. Rhea Ripley's got that size and strength over the challenger. She's better off using it. Perez now out of the corner. Cannonball-like maneuver into the Meteora. Perez just stepping over the champion. Ever confident, ever disrespectful. But you know what? Ever since Roxanne had that bit of a change of heart, if you will, dating back to last summer, when she stabbed her friend Raquel Rodriguez in the back, Perez has seen nothing but success. Women's World Champion, Women's Tag Team Champion, as voted by you, the fans. The Women's Superstar of 2024. Rhea Ripley was in that running. Roxanne beat her out. Nice arm drag that time by the challenger. Perez looking to continue to stack the offense here. Rhea Ripley now set into the corner. Roxanne Perez trying to find an answer to keep down this tough test that is Rhea Ripley. There's a reversal that time. Perez would have been taking too long to pick her next spot. The women's champion overhead chop. Overhand chop, we should say. Rhea trying to mount some offense. Roxanne Perez, however, off the reversal into the Impaler DDT. Perez to win the women's title. Here at Clash. Not just yet. Rhea Ripley still into this fight. Roxanne starting to bleed frustration. She cannot allow that against somebody like Rhea Ripley. Rhea tried for a reversal. Perez gave it right back to her that went right to the well with that DDT. And Perez has got to realize she might not have gotten the victory, but she definitely did a number on Rhea Ripley that time. Can't allow herself to get frustrated. Because if she does, this is what's going to happen. Rhea's going to find that window of opportunity, and it's going to start to mount some offense. Pair of clotheslines for the ever-powerful champion. Irish whip sends Roxanne Perez into the opposite corner this time. Perez now hoisted on top. I don't know what Rhea's got in mind, but we ain't gonna figure it out. Another counter by Perez. Rhea sent into the corner. Just collapses off the collision with the buckles. Rhea Ripley rolled to the outside, hoping for some R&R. But I think Roxanne Perez has got danger in mind off the suicide dive. Taking out Rhea at ringside here in Glasgow. And right back into the ring we go. Roxanne Perez knows she can't win this matchup. Or I should say win the championship via count out here. Getting Rhea back inside the ring. Going for a top rope meteor this time. Trying to up the ante. But Rhea's already felt those knees. Not looking to do it again. Crash and burn. Electric chair. One misstep. And Rhea may be on the verge of retention of the gold. Not just yet. Perez still alive. Oh man, Roxanne Perez might have shattered her knees off that failed attempt of the Meteora. But Rhea Ripley making the most of it. Electric chair may not have put the prodigy away, but Roxanne's got to be hurt. Well, there's another counter by Perez. Oh, wait a minute here. Perez, look at the strength. Suplex to the outside. Taking a page out of one of her mentors, CM Punk's book. We saw him do the same move earlier tonight. What a feat of strength by the prodigy. Able to get Rhea Ripley up and over and down to the ground. And now Roxanne Perez sending Rhea Ripley right to the apron. Referee at a count of 5. The challenger gonna break the count again. She cannot win the championship via count out tonight. And into the barrier goes Rhea Ripley. Perez realizes the champion may have just been neutralized. Roxanne Perez digging deep down in her bag of tricks, taking a page out of one of her mentors, CM Punk's book. Suplex delivers to the outside. Now Rhea Ripley in a weakened state, once again sent into the corner. Roxanne Perez. What has she got up under her sleeve now? Could be looking for a little Frankensteiner. Oh, Rhea snatched her out of the air. Powerbomb from the top. What a reversal by the champion. Roxanne Perez thought she was about to go high risk, high rewarded, possibly put the exclamation point on this fight. But Rhea came ready. And now Rhea on top. Drops the elbow to the heart and possibly the soul of the challenger. But Perez still alive. Her desire to be the champion pushes her forward. And what a great contest for the WWE Women's title here tonight in Glasgow, Scotland at Clash at the Castle. Belly to back suplex by the Nightmare that time. Perez has got to be feeling hurt. The failed Meteora earlier, the power bomb off the top moments ago, and now these belly to backs by the ever-powerful Rhea Ripley. Now Roxanne able to shove the champion off. Maybe Roxanne Perez has still got something left. Perez may be young, but she's not naive. She knows championship opportunities don't come around every day. Perez! Pop rocks! Gonna make the most of this opportunity. No! At the 11th hour, Rhea Ripley pops that shoulder up. Yeah, had to believe this one was over. The pop rocks by Perez. Rhea Ripley somehow kicks out. Roxanne back on top. Attempts the meteor from the heavens this time, and it does indeed deliver. Roxanne Perez really rolling the dice. Coming off the top that time again, but it pays her dividends. Rhea, however, shoulder to the rib cage. Roxanne gives it right back to her. Fatigue written all over the Nightmare. Rhea now sent to the outside. Perez trying to do anything she's got to do to fly back to the States with championship gold in her luggage. Another suicide dive to the outside. Rhea comes colliding with the barrier. Glasgow, Scotland on their feet as Roxanne Perez tries to find a will and a way. The Nightmare trying to get to her feet. But Roxanne Perez now in hot pursuit once again on top. Went for the crossbody, nobody home. A quick sidestep by the Nightmare. Rhea ragdolls her down. And Rhea now starting to find a new gear, starting to find another wind. Her desire to be champion pushes her forward one more moment. Roxanne in trouble, riptide by the Nightmare. Mommy is still on top.
Here is your winner, the WWE Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley.
Roxanne Perez emptying the tank, but it just wasn't enough. Rhea Ripley's ride in 2025 continues on from the Royal Rumble to WrestleMania to Backlash to Clash at the Castle. The Nightmare waltzes into Glasgow, Scotland, reigning and defending, and she's leaving these international soils still with the WWE Women's title. Well, Rhea Ripley may just have a keen interest on the matchup coming up next. We found out on the kickoff show that the Judgment Day has been banned from ringside. Finn Balor will have to go it alone against Ilja Dragunov. The World Heavyweight Championship is on the line. Up next in Glasgow. Ever since his crowning moment at WrestleMania, Ilja Dragunov has waged war on every challenge that dared step before him. With fury in his fist and fire in his soul, the Mad Dragon has turned doubters into believers, carving a path of carnage and pride through SmackDown's elite and standing tall every single time. But now, a new storm looms, a man reborn, a leader reloaded. Finn Balor is coming to collect. Since stepping onto the blue brand, Balor has led the Judgment Day into a new era, reshaping their identity, adding new soldiers to the fold, and reminding the world just how dangerous they can be. And now, he wants it all. The power, the recognition, the World Heavyweight Championship. To crown the Judgment Day as the true kings of WWE, Balor must dethrone Dragunov in the heart of Glasgow, Scotland. Some question whether Judgment Day's mounting enemies have clouded Balor's vision, but week after week, he's silenced it out with action, dominance, and purpose. Now, he stands on the edge of destiny, a crowning moment within reach. Ilja Dragunov has beaten the bold. He's survived the savage, but never has he faced someone quite like Finn Balor, who's cunning, calculated, and completely unpredictable. Will Dragunov's reign end under Judgment Day's shadow? Or will Clash at the Castle be another chapter in the rise of the Man Dragon? Two warriors, one kingdom, one world champion!
The following is scheduled for one fall and is for the World Heavyweight Championship.
It is time for SmackDown's main event here in Glasgow. The #1 contender, the head of Judgment Day, the Prince, Finn Balor. For weeks, Finn Balor thought he'd be walking to the aisle with Judgment Day in tow. But as we found out on the Clash at the Castle kickoff show, the Judgment Day has been banned from ringside. Finn Balor now walks down the aisle, a sole individual. If he wants to bring the World Heavyweight Championship back to the Judgment Day clubhouse, he's gonna have to do it all on his own. No Dominic Mysterio, no Liv Morgan, no JD McDonough, no Carlito, just Finn Balor one-on-one with Ilja Dragunov. Well, I'll tell you what, Finn Balor's gonna be feeling some type of way that the Judgment Day have been barred from ringside, but he's also gotta be happy at the fact that Damian Priest did in fact not make the trip to Glasgow, Scotland, thanks to that ambush by the Judgment Day this past Monday night on Raw. Damian Priest, Finn Balor's former tag team partner, threatening to fly to Scotland himself and ensure that Finn Balor did not leave as World Heavyweight Champion. Judgment Day left in the backstage area. Damian Priest left in the States. It is Finn Balor one-on-one with Ilja Dragunov for all the marbles here at Clash at the Castle. And I'll tell you what, no Damian Priest, no Judgment Day. Finn Balor's got his feelings about it, and I got a feeling that's exactly what Ilja Dragunov wants. One-on-one, no questions asked. You want to go to battle? The Man Dragon's ready to give you a war. The winner of the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble matchup, winning the World Heavyweight Championship by defeating Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre in a triple threat matchup in the main event on WrestleMania Saturday. One of the best matches of 2025, just a number of weeks ago at Backlash, as he once again kept down the American Nightmare. But now Ilja Dragunov waltzes in to a new challenge here at Clash at the Castle, hoping and praying to play his greatest symphony yet. You remember what happened just 48 hours ago on SmackDown? The Judgment Day with a tag team victory over Ilja Dragunov, as well as the phenomenal AJ Styles. Momentum is on the side of the Prince here tonight. But Ilja Dragunov has never backed down from a challenge, and I don't think he's going to start here tonight. Especially when the Heavyweight Championship of the world is on the line. A cunning grin from Ilja Dragunov as he's ready for yet another war over that piece of gold around his waist. Finn Balor may have the momentum, but through grit and glory, Ilja Dragunov has strived to be the best. Who wants it more? Who's leaving Glasgow, the helm of SmackDown, as world champion?
Introducing the challenger. From Bray, County Wicklow, Ireland, weighing in at 190 pounds, Finn Balor!
Well, Finn Balor may have the momentum. For the last 4 weeks on SmackDown, Balor has stood atop. But Ilja Dragunov has made 2025 the year of the Mad Dragon. Both champion and challenger taking a glance at the prize that referee Chad Patton hoists in the sky. It is your SmackDown main event here at Clash at the Castle. Finn Balor, Ilja Dragunov, mano a mano, just as it should be. The bell has sounded and we are underway. Should be very interesting to see how Finn Balor's game plan may have been changed. Now that the Judgment Day are banned from ringside, no longer welcomed here in the Ovo. Ilja Dragunov, no matter what, whether the Judgment Day was looming or not, is going to have the same game plan, rest assured. Put his head on straight, nose to the grindstone, and fight. Just as these two men are doing here, and it looks as Ilja Dragunov is going to win that opening exchange. I'll tell you what, you put the Judgment Day business aside, you put Damian Priest aside, hell, you put Finn Balor's issues with the Usos aside, you put everything aside. You look at the talent that is in the ring right now, and you gotta recognize that this is a hell of a clash for the World Championship. Ilja off the neck breaker into the senton. Thought he might have caught Finn Balor that time. Finn Balor has not competed for a World Championship in quite some time. Looking to make the most of this opportunity. The ropes he goes, and a drop kick to the side of the dome. Finn Balor defeating AJ Styles 4 weeks ago to qualify for the Triple Threat #1 Contenders matchup, where he turned away Cody Rhodes as well as Karrion Kross. The following week on SmackDown, Balor, with help of Carlito, gets a victory over Jimmy Uso. And then, of course, this past Thursday night, as we mentioned, Balor, along with Dirty Dom, defeating Ilja Dragunov and AJ Styles. Ever since the Judgment Day lost to the Usos last month at Backlash, it's as if a fire has been lit underneath the Prince to reshape the foundation of the Judgment Day and bring them to the top at SmackDown at any cost. And it may come at the expense of Ilja Dragunov here tonight. Exchange in the corner, breaking out of it into a Pele. Finn Balor, multiple times over World Tag Team Champion in the last few years with Damian Priest, but now Finn Balor's looking to take in that leadership role and be the champion, the World Champion. Leading Judgment Day with an iron fist and looking to sit at the helm of SmackDown each and every Thursday night. Ilja Dragunov certainly has not gotten comfortable as World Champion. He has been ready and willing to fight ever since his name was etched in stone back on WrestleMania Saturday 3 months ago. Finn Balor looking to wrestle his style of matchup, which may be a little bit more slow and methodical compared to the ever-growing efforts of Ilja Dragunov, which is hard-hitting and relentless. Balor create a little bit of distance. Ilja walks right into the drop kick, played right into the hand that Balor was given. And Ilja off the kick out. A couple of near falls already. These two superstars holding nothing back in their attempt to leave Glasgow, Scotland tonight with the heavyweight title. Ilja Dragunov creating some distance, man. These guys throwing a lot of shots, a lot of chops, a lot of punches, a lot of kicks. Hard-hitting affair since the bell sounded a few minutes ago, and there's a knee, exposed one at that, by Ilja Dragunov. Dragunov knocked down the rock bottom time and time again, forced to brush himself off, and it's what led him to the success he has today. Some grit and glory, scratching and clawing his way to the mountaintop. And I don't think Ilja Dragunov is done just yet, holding that World Heavyweight Championship. If Finn Balor has his way, Ilja Dragunov's World Championship reign is going to have an expiration date that reads May 31st, 2025. Dragunov sent into the corner at Balor. All his weight, all his momentum off the forearm. Finn Balor, again, you got to wonder if the game plan has been shaken up now the Judgment Day have been barred from ringside as of earlier tonight. It was announced on the kickoff show, Balor with just about 2 hours to formulate what he was going to do to take down Ilja Dragunov for the World Championship. You gotta believe, just based off recent history, that the Judgment Day planned on being out here and planned on doing anything to make sure Dragunov left empty-handed. Balor now out to do it on his own. Remains to be seen if he's going to keep his promise that he made to Ilja a few weeks ago, which was that Dragunov was going to leave Glasgow with nothing but regret. Now Ilja sent to the outside. Balor full head of steam. Toe-pick and heel-o over the top. Finn Balor rolling the dice that time, but it pays him dividends as he comes crashing down on the Mad Dragon, who is seemingly in trouble. Ilja sent back inside the ring. Certainly not by will, but by force of the challenger. Now Balor. Oh no! Brain Buster delivered to Dragunov to win the title here in Glasgow. Not just yet. Ilja still in this fight. It's the same maneuver that Balor used to drive his ex-best friend, his old tag team partner, Damian Priest, right through the announce table when the Judgment Day invaded Raw this past Monday night. Judgment Day have been written in colors all over the WWE. Balor now looking to become the face of it. Ilja Dragunov trying to fight back, throwing shots, throwing fists, throwing clotheslines, throwing his whole body with a senton. Ilja fired up. Goes behind. Finn Balor taking off his feet. The brute straight for the Mad Dragon. Don't let size fool you. Anybody who has seen Ilja Dragunov training on social media knows he trains for one thing. That is competition and war. Ilja Dragunov. Use this term loosely sometimes, but it is very true when talking about the Mad Dragon. He is built completely different. It's the reason he was able to withstand the pain and punishment that the likes of Sheamus and Drew McIntyre put him through for upwards of a year on SmackDown. There's a reason he's World Heavyweight Champion today. Throwing everything behind that clothesline, turning Finn Balor literally inside out. Balor trying to crawl away, but there may be nowhere to run from the Czar. Balor perched on top. Ilja now. Look at us setting up for an amusement park ride. Scotland on fire. Ilja on top. Massive senton to put Balor away and retain the gold. Not just yet. Finn Balor still in what has been an incredible World Championship match thus far. Ilja Dragunov trying to keep his foot on the gas, but there's a reversal by the Prince, who now muscles up Ilja. It was a side effect like Uranagi that time. Finn Balor kicking into those survival instincts after that toss by Ilja, followed by the senton. Looking to slay the Mad Dragon here in Glasgow. There's a reversal by the Such. Ilja off the shoulder block. Over the top into the German once again sends Finn Balor off his feet. A world champion with that never say die, never quit attitude. Unbesiegt bar across the tights. Reads invincible. Balor sent to the corner once more. Ilja full head of steam into the uppercut. Ilja Dragunov just needs to put an exclamation point on this match. He may have it here. Constantine special to knock Finn Balor's lights out. Balor still with some lights on. Somebody's home. Finn Balor gets the shoulder off the canvas. Much to the chagrin of this Glasgow audience. Powerful Constantine special by the Czar. Balor, however, still alive and takes Ilja down. Man, what a great pound-for-pound wrestling matchup this has been. Finn Balor now trying to find a way to slay the Mad Dragon and bring championship gold to the Judgment Day. Ilja on top. The hell's Finn got in mind here? meet Ilja up there. Oh, wait a minute here. Double underhook. Tossing Ilja, Dragunov. Oh, and he's going up. We saw this on SmackDown. Coup de grace, the same combination that pinned Styles 48 hours ago. But it does not keep down Dragunov just yet. The double underhook, suplex off the top, followed by the coup de grace. It's what pinned AJ Styles Thursday night on SmackDown. But Ilja Dragunov still alive here in Glasgow, Scotland. Looking to do anything he's got to do, grasp at any straw to win the World Championship. Finn Balor just looking to keep his foot on the gas pedal here. Obviously realizes he's got Ilja weakened. Dragunov may be surviving, but he's far from thriving. Balor, eyes locked on the Czar here. Dragunov catches the boot. Open palm strike. Ilja's thrown a lot of them throughout this contest. Balor's eating them like last week's dinner. Finn Balor now, dazed, confused, sent to the outside, which may just be the target zone for the Man Dragon. Finn Balor, you might not want to look up. You're not going to like the view. Here comes Ilja with the suicide dive. Glasgow, Scotland, in appreciation of the efforts in the midst of your SmackDown main event. Balor sent back inside the ring, trying to get to his feet before Ilja can catch up. Reversal that time, somehow by the Prince. Kick to the abdominal, another drop kick to the side of the crown. Just when you thought Dragunov was back in this matchup, Balor turns the page. Another Pele kick. Balor's moving as fast as he can, trying to stack this offense. Another drop kick to the side of the dome. Finn Balor, maybe a couple of moments away from leaving Glasgow, Scotland as the new World Heavyweight Champion. Ilja on wobbly foundation, Balor with a strike. Balor just trying to measure his man here. I don't know what Finn's got in mind from the apron. Could be looking for a springboard. Ilja trying to grasp on. Balor creates the distance. Balor reaching out. Nobody there. This thing turned into a Pier 6 brawl. And down goes Balor off the enziguri. Ilja now on the apron with a weakened Finn Balor. Oh, Balor off the reversal and a knee. And things are getting down to the gritty moments of this matchup in championship rounds. A brawl on our hands in the midst of Scotland. Finn Balor obviously cannot win the championship via count out here. He's got to get Ilja back inside the ring. First, he's going to take his time, sending Ilja Dragunov right to the steel post. Breaks the count momentarily. Gave Ilja Dragunov a moment of R&R, however. Into the float over to the bridge. Balor taken out. Might be regretting breaking that count. Whatever he had in mind on the outside going AWire. Ilja back inside. Balor again trying to beat him. Back to his feet. But Ilja Dragunov chops him down to size once more. Finn Balor, another reversal. Back and forth, we're starting to go the last few minutes. And this has been one hard-hitting contest between the champion and the challenger. Now it's Balor in the corner. Strong forearm right to the spine by Ilja Dragunov. Finn Balor hoisted on top. Oh man, Balor in trouble. German suplex sends Finn Balor to the other side of the squared circle. In the corner. For the H-bomb by Dragunov. Off the German, off the H-bomb. And it's enough to retain the World Heavyweight title.
Here is your winner
It kind of makes you wonder, would Finn Balor even been here tonight, challenging for the gold, if the Judgment Day weren't by his side the entire time? He comes into this match a lone man, and he falls short as the Mad Dragon continues to spew his fire. Walks into battle, comes out of combat, still holding the heavyweight championship of the world. Finn Balor's hope to bring gold to the Judgment Day will have to live to fight another day, because as of tonight, we continue to live in the era of the Tsar. What a match! What a victory for Ilja Dragunov! This summer, destiny awaits! On Sunday, June 29th, from T-Mobile Park in the heart of the Emerald City, Seattle, Washington, WWE presents a night where careers are changed forever. King and Queen of the Ring. A tournament built on tradition, fueled by ambition, and crowned in glory. Superstars will battle through the brackets, but only two will rise to claim the throne and wear the crown. Who will make history? Who will rule the ring? We find out live on June 29th at WWE King and Queen of the Ring. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has been an incredible night here in Scotland's largest city of Glasgow. We have been sold out in the OVO Hydro Arena for Clash at the Castle. But coming up next, it is main event time, courtesy of Monday Night Raw. The undisputed WWE Championship is on the line. The Apex Predator Randy Orton earned contention 2 weeks ago at Saturday night's main event. He challenges the unpredictable badass, Bron Breakker, who's leaving Scotland WWE Champion. At Clash at the Castle, a generational collision takes center stage. 2 eras, 1 championship, 1 defining moment. The battleground, Glasgow, Scotland. The prize, the undisputed WWE Championship. Since capturing the title in December, Bron Breakker has been forged in fire, tested by legends, hunted by the best, and pressured by the weight of history. Breakker has met every challenge head on, yet through grit, fury, and relentless drive, he's not just holding the title, he's redefining what it means to be a champion. But this next challenge, it's one that can strike at any moment. Randy Orton, the Viper, the Apex Predator, a future Hall of Famer with nothing to prove and everything still to gain. At Saturday night's main event, Orton earned his way 1 step closer to the mountaintop. Now, with the most dangerous 3 letters in sports entertainment, RKO, he's hunting gold once again. These 2 titans have crossed paths once before. Breakker had his moment then, but now everything is different. 2 men, 2 different eras, one looking to build a legacy, the other looking to add to his. Who will rise? Who will fall? And who will walk out with the richest prize in the game, the WWE Championship?
The following contest is scheduled for 1 fall. That is for the undisputed WWE Championship.
It is main event time from Glasgow. The Apex Predator, the Viper, Randy Orton, looks to add to his already mile-long list of accolades. A bona fide future Hall of Famer, yet far from done. 2 weeks ago, outlasted the Ring General Gunther, pinned the shoulders of CM Punk in that massive triple threat matchup at Saturday night's main event to earn his #1 contender spot here tonight. Randy Orton sent a loud and clear message to Bron Breakker 2 days later on Monday Night Raw. Sneaking up behind Bron in the middle of the ring, and Bron Breakker finding out what many have found out throughout Randy Orton's long career: never turn your back, because the Viper's always coiled and ready to strike. Orton dropping the WWE Champion with an RKO 2 weeks ago. And you gotta believe that has been making Bron Breakker's blood boil for the last 14 days since. But the time has come. It is Clash at the Castle in the middle of the OVO Hydro Arena. Will Randy Orton once again become the undisputed WWE Champion, holding that title for the first time in over 2 years? Or will Bron Breakker add Randy Orton to his ever-growing list of victims throughout his WWE Championship reign? Well, the time to find out which one of these superstars is going to have their name in the lights is right here and now. The dogs are barking in Glasgow. And the man that has held on to that undisputed championship since December 30th of last year is marching down the aisle. Bron Breakker has turned doubters into believers. He has stamped his spot at the top of this business, turning away challenges like Damian Priest, AJ Styles, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns in the triple threat matchup last month at Backlash. And now the Apex Predator is next to step up. Will an RKO out of nowhere solidify the end of Breakker's championship reign? Or will the unpredictable badass once again steamroll through the challenge and be left standing on his own 2 feet, holding the hardware? The chants of RKO fill the OVO Hydro as we send things up to Alicia Taylor for your official introductions.
Introducing the challenger from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing in at 295 pounds, the Viper, Randy Orton! And his opponent from Woodstock, Georgia, weighing in at 230 pounds, the undisputed WWE Champion, Bron Breakker!
The last time Randy Orton won that WWE Championship, he did so by defeating longtime friend and many a times rivals, the Rated R superstar Edge, back in 2022. That's the same Hall of Famer and Edge that Bron Breakker retired well over a year ago at WrestleMania. Bron Breakker has defeated Randy Orton just once before, and their one and only clash will tonight be a different story. As the bell has sounded and we are underway for the undisputed title, Bron Breakker gonna level Orton with an explosive clothesline. No feeling out process for Breakker here. He's been fueled and fired up ever since Orton dropped him with that RKO 2 weeks ago on Raw. Bron Breakker looking to set the precedent, set the pace, and show Randy Orton that this is not the same man that he entangled over a year ago on SmackDown. Breaker might have gotten the victory then, but Breaker's only gotten better since. Orton's gonna have to bring his best. All the tools of the trade that he's picked up over his 25-year career. Bron Breakker, still many would say young in the game, although extremely successful. Randy Orton, I'm sure, has studied the game of Breakker, has watched from afar the success that this young man has acquired on Monday Night Raw. Winning the Money in the Bank briefcase last summer, cashing it in successfully in the run he has been on since. Randy Orton may have an equalizer, something he didn't deliver to Bron Breakker in their one and only encounter on SmackDown well over a year ago. And that equalizer is the move that dropped Bron Breakker, the RKO. Bron Breakker's gonna have to watch his back tonight. The Viper coiled and can strike at any moment. Breakker onto the outside, and Randy Orton, taking out the base of Bron Breakker that time. I don't know if Orton even meant to do that. He might have tripped up on the run. Either way, he took Breakker off his feet, and that's what matters. It's been a hell of a night here in Scotland thus far. Some great in-ring action, courtesy of both Raw and SmackDown. But now the WWE Championship gonna headline us here. And Randy Orton is looking to be the sole headline coming out of Glasgow. A Hall of Famer, future Hall of Famer we shall say, going to become once again the undisputed champion. Bron in the ring, Saito suplex by Orton. Breakker a powerhouse in his own right. But Randy Orton, somebody who's put on a little bit extra size in the last few years. They just have Bron Breakker. I don't want to necessarily say beat, but may at least be an equal in terms of strength. Into the scoop of the slam, nearly had Breakker caught. Orton 1 second away from leaving Glasgow. WWE champion, and he drops the champ himself. An old school DDT. Randy Orton, I am sure, has got a couple of tricks up his sleeve, even outside of the RKO, that Bron Breakker has not factored into the equation. Maybe an uphill battle for Breakker tonight, but granted, it seems like all of his championship retentions have been. Creates some separation, shoulder block over the top rope. Great athleticism that time by the champion. Scoops Orton up and brings him down to the ground. Right into the standing moonsault. You want to talk about agility? There it is again, on full display. Bron Breakker, a five-tool player. Misses wildly with a clothesline, and Randy Orton gonna make him pay. Randy Orton gonna try to wrestle his style of matchup. She's always a little bit slower, a little bit more methodical, picks his spots, breaks his opponent down bone by bone. Orton hot off the heels, huge victory over rival Austin Theory a couple of months ago at WrestleMania. Again, just 2 weeks ago, at Saturday night's main event, defeating Gunther as well as CM Punk, pinning CM Punk in the midst of that triple threat matchup to earn his shot here tonight. Bron Breakker off the counter. Look at this, Frankensteiner by a man who shares the same lineage. Randy Orton now rolling to the outside. Two generational superstars on this generational clash here. The WWE Championship. Bron Breakker saying, where are you going? Get back in here. We got business to settle. Orton's being tossed around this ring by the badass. Bron Breakker has cut his opponents in half week in and week out, month after month on PLEs. This man has earned his spot as the WWE Champion. Can he outlast Randy Orton? The question at hand. Right now, he looks to be holding his own. Breakker now on the middle rope. Breakker never been afraid. Go a little high risk, goes for the axe hammer, and it lands flush. Breakker now, another cover on the Apex Predator. Realizes he may have a couple of screws loose after that maneuver. Randy Orton still in this contest. It's going to take a lot more to keep down the Apex Predator. Man who's been hunting championship gold if you really look at the trajectory of the last few years of Randy Orton's career. Just last October, Randy Orton challenged Cody Rhodes for the World Championship on SmackDown in a Hell in a Cell matchup. How great that was. Randy Orton off the float over. Nice takedown to Breaker that time. What's he got in mind here? Orton just keeping it simple tonight. We've seen DDTs, we've seen stomps, punches, and now an old school suplex. And speaking of the such, Orton's going around, hitting all the bases, stomping the life out of the champion. Bron Breakker down and out. Randy Orton's wheels look to be spinning here. Breakker sent out to the apron, hung up on the ropes. Vintage Randy Orton off the DDT. Bron Breakker in trouble. Orton may be closing in on the WWE title. Not over yet. Breakker still alive in this contest. Orton dropping Breakker with a DDT. Unfortunately, for the Apex Predator, Bron Breakker as tough as they come. Orton takes the young, yet dominant champion down to the canvas once more, trying to measure his man and pick his next spot wisely. In the corner goes Breakker again. Whatever Orton's got in mind next may be all she wrote. Maybe not. Bron Breakker. Big time reversal that time. Goes behind on the Apex Predator. Spins him out. Clothesline. Turning Orton inside out. You want to talk about power? Look no further. Randy Orton just getting leveled that time by the Undisputed Champion. Just tries to find his way back into this matchup after Randy Orton's in control for a few moments there. Couple of big-time maneuvers delivered by the Apex Predator. Bron Breakker picking his next spot on the middle rope. Talking a little bit of smack, maybe giving Randy Orton all too much time. And that's exactly what happened. He wanted another axe hammer. Orton read it earlier, and now the neck breaker by Randy. Maybe the naiveness of the Undisputed Champion getting in his way that time. And now Randy Orton once again back in control. Bron Breakker hoisted on the top. Whatever Orton had in mind a few minutes ago, he's going back to the well. I think we know what he's going for here. Superplex made famous by his father. Breakker rolls right to the ropes, trying to avoid disaster, but Orton just clotheslines him right out of the ring, and a dramatic fall for the WWE Champion. Randy Orton gonna meet Bron Breakker on the outskirts. Orton looking to get this matchup done inside of the ring so he can win the championship. But that does not mean he's not gonna use the ringside surroundings to try to get some added leverage. Off the barricade, now back inside goes Bron Breakker. Randy Orton may be hearing the voices in his head, and it may be telling him it's getting close to time for an RKO. Bron Breakker down once again. Randy Orton, wheels are a-spinning. The body language says it all. RKO, no! Breakker, counter! Frankensteiner! Bron Breakker felt that RKO 2 weeks ago. Looks to avoid it here tonight. Bron Breakker saw his title reign flash before his eyes. Orton on top. Oh my God, look at that! Agility! Frankensteiner off the top rope by the badass. Oh man, and just like that, the trajectory of this matchup has changed. Spear by Breakker. But Randy Orton's still in it. The Frankensteiner on the ground. Glasgow on their feet. The Frankensteiner on the ground. One for the top rope. A spear on top of that. Yet Randy Orton is still alive. And he's fighting. Reversal that time. Oh no. Hip toss over the top rope into the outside. Breakker had to believe, off the reversal of the RKO and the added offense, that this matchup was done and over with. But Randy Orton showing Bron Breakker that he is from a different era, that he is built from a different man. And Randy Orton's looking to once again become the WWE Champion here at Clash at the Castle. Orton's seen a lot of kids like Bron Breakker come and go. He's outlasted them. He's turned them away. He's dropped them with RKOs. Will Randy Orton prove that Bron Breakker is just another footnote here tonight? Back inside the ring. Orton, oh my goodness, look at the way he's stretching Bron Breakker's bones. I don't think the human body's meant to bend like that. Oh no, Orton again. Going to that place, hearing voices. Wait a minute, could have been charging up for an RKO, but Bron Breakker put the cement feet on. Orton running into a brick wall. Bron Breakker now. Off the misstep by the Viper. Sends Orton over the top. Orton holding on. Wait a minute. Breakker full head of steam. Spear out of the ring. Down to the floor. Bron Breakker throwing caution in the wind with that suicide spear out of the ring to the floor of the oboe. That's got to do it. Into the cover. No! Randy Orton still alive here in Glasgow. Orton has now survived 2 spears in this matchup. RKO by the Viper to win the title. Dead center of the ring. Not over yet. It's not over yet. Oh my goodness. Breakker getting to his feet. Orton on his feet. For a moment it seemed as if time stood still, and now Randy Orton's back in control. How did Orton survive the suicide spear? How did Breakker kick out of an RKO out of nowhere? Orton now uncharacteristically on top. He gets caught. Backbreaker by the champion. Randy Orton throwing caution in the wind, uncharacteristically went to the top, but he ends up paying for it. Orton now into the ropes. Breakker again, scoop and a slam, brings down the challenger. Man, what a contest we have on hand in the main event in Glasgow. What's Breakker gonna pull out of his trick next? Jackhammer! A jackhammer to the Viper! And he's not done. Bron's going up. Shooting star press by Breakker. Holy hell. And now into the corner. Spear. A third spear on the Viper. Bron Breakker retains the title.
Here is your winner, and still the undisputed WWE Champion, Bron Breakker!
The resilience to kick out of the RKO, and it may have took a total of 3 spears, 1 outside of the ring, and a jackhammer, and a shooting star on top of all that. But one way or another, the badass solidifies his spot at the top that much further. Bron Breakker continues to turn away any and all challenges, continues to prove his doubters wrong. The unpredictable badass leaves Glasgow, Scotland, still your undisputed WWE Champion.